And you're watching Roots TV Nigeria. The conversation is still on. There's several petitions challenging the authenticity of the President Muhammadu Buhari's re-election bid. Now, the conversation and the question that has been on the mind of Roots TV and will continue remaining on the mind is what next? Now, with me today to discuss what next in an exclusive interview is the Special Advisor to the President on National Assembly Matters, Senator Enang. You're very much welcome. Now, let's go into the very first question. The PDP has just been granted the permission to issue, a petition to the president through substituted means, through the APC. What legal options are there available to the president at this point?
The Constitution and the Electoral Act provides that after the presidential election, gubernatorial, National Assembly or State House of Assembly, any person aggrieved can approach the tribunal and for the determination of the issues. So what the PDP has done is simply going to court to vent their complaints, if any, and in other states also, the APC is going to court to challenge the election of some governors, some members of the National Assembly, some members of State Assembly. So it's a normal process, and there is nothing extraordinary. In 2015, the PDP considered that it wasn't necessary to approach the court, and this other time, the PDP as a party considers it unnecessary, but I think that the candidate is pressurizing to go to court. But we want to see how far it ends. And being a matter that is sub judice, that is pending litigation, we will not speak on the details of the matter because we've not been served to know the details of the grounds for the petition. So it will be inappropriate to speak in details about it. Again, we also will think that we know that the election was won free, fair, credible, but we still want to know what legal issues they want to raise, but we're not worried about it. On the service, they're entitled to serve by substituted means, and until our candidate and our president is served, we will not also go in deep into the issues.
All right, very much. Now let's talk about the alleged claim about the alleged illegal access. Now the APC came out to state that, called on the IGP and the DSS to look into how the PDP got access into, INEC server that they say allegedly revealed that they had 1.6 million votes, more than President Muhammadu Buhari. Does that constitute an illegal access in your own view?
Well, this is a matter that is pending in court. That's number one. Number two, it will not be appropriate to speak so much on it because these are matters which may have criminal element. Because if it is access that you are not entitled to, access of a security nature, and you claim you had access to it and you can prove it, then there are security implications and criminal elements in it. So we will allow the whole matter to bear out itself before we speak more in details.
Yes, but the APC has called for the arrest. Now, calling for the arrest of the leadership of the PDP, isn't that also passing some sort of a line, since, like you said, all of this is still in court?
Now, that is the position of my party, and I can't add or detract from it.
Okay, very much. And now let's come home to where you're most, comfortable, the National Assembly. Now we're seeing the back and forth within the party about the next leadership of the House. We saw what has been happening with the Senate leader, Ali Ndume, Senate leader Ahmed Lawan, rather, against Ali Ndume, who has come out to say he's also interested in this position, and he took a stand. Why would the national chairman, basically anoint one person against the other? Most have seen this as the APC not being constructed and together in the fight for this Senate leadership. So what do you expect to see in the night assembly?
Well, I am the presidency and the liaison officer to the president, and as liaison officer and in the center of this matter, my role should be to speak least, to work more. The words that proceed from my mouth should be conciliatory, amiable, caressing, should be such as show respect to all the distinguished senators and all members elected, should be such as show respect to the institution of the legislature and the constitution. The words that proceed from my mouth should be able to make any person that is angry to calm. The words that proceed from my mouth should be like, peace be still. Therefore, I will be working and I'm working with other institutions to make sure that we work towards an expected end, but without injuring anybody, showing respect to every senator, showing that every senator has a right to contend for the office, but that they must go through the process in a manner that is consistent with the wishes of Nigerians and the government, that will put the legislature in a working position to work closely with the executive. We will not tell any distinguished senator, get out, shut up. We will not tell any honorable member, who are you, why are you doing this? We will be very, very conciliatory. We will show the utmost of harmony. We know that they, as members of the party, have a right to contend, aspire, but our words and our actions will be very family like, and we will constantly say, peace be still. But then we will not be concentrating only on members of the All Progressives Congress. We accept that every elected senator or member of the House has a vote to cast. We will be working in a manner that shows respect to the opposition party, that shows the opposition party, yes, it's going to be one flaw, because we accept that immediately you step onto the green carpet of the House of Representatives and onto the red carpet of the Senate, your party dissolves, quote and unquote. You are a senator of the Federal Republic, an honorable member of the Federal Republic, obeying the Constitution. We know that the minority party, the PDP, is entitled, and we need their vote for the election of the Senate President. We will be we will try to work with them. We will try to show them respect. We will also appeal to them that when you were in the minority, in the majority, the party in the opposition allowed you to take the presiding position. By some accident in the present dispensation, they have taken, they are now, the accident of defection, they are now in the minority party, but leading as presiding officers. We will be appealing to them, and we also want to respect parliamentary tradition of precedence. Therefore, the situation has just come out. You don't expect every person to immediately say yes, or there must be initial reactions which may be temperamental, which may be venting, which may appear disorganizing. But I assure you, the greatest united, coordinated political family is the All Progressives Congress. We will come together, sit together, breakfast, dine or lunch together, and slap our back together and work together to produce the leadership that will emerge from the floor consensually, but will be agreeable to all. We will adopt such processes as will massage the ego of every person, that will satisfy the repute of every person, and show every distinguished senator that the APC government respects the legislature.
Yeah, that is why that is a commendable answer, because it leads me to my next question. Would you tell me your position on the zoning formula that has been suggested to be adopted for the system?
Well, in any political arrangements, for every zone, every political interest, every interest and gender, there are things that are given, and this is what is happening now in our party. Our party has made some suggestions and taken some positions on the zoning, and the party intends to work to ensure that the zoning is maintained and sustained in the course of the emergence of principal officers. But like I said earlier, it is not likely to be a matter that is going to be without resistance. But we are not going to be beating the senators. We're not going to be hitting, hurting, speaking harshly to the senators. We will be, as a party, as a father, as the person that holds the foundation on which they stand, be appealing to them and liaising with them, lobbying them that the party must remain honored and supreme.
All right. Now let's talk about the night assembly. What should we look forward to? What should Nigerians expect to see different from the present eighth assembly? We know the hurdles that had happened with the leadership and all of that. Now that you said that the APC are going to come together and embrace every single senator, what more should we expect from the House when all of this have happened?
Now we expect that by the 9th or 10th of June, by the 10th or 11th of June, when the next assembly may have been inaugurated upon the proclamation by Mr. President, that we'll have an assembly that will be in the same caucus with the president. That is a leadership that does not act like today, where the Senate President and the Speaker are not members of the caucus with the president because they're in different political party. Where matters are worked on the way they ought to be. Nigeria is going through a kind of situation that we call a coalition administration and a forced coalition, where the number 3 citizen, number 4 citizen, that's the Senate President, the Speaker, the Deputy President of the Senate, belong to the opposition party, and then they preside over the legislature, while the executive is headed by the majority or progressive Congress. So we expect that it will be able to have a situation where we have the majority party being in the majority and leading, so that they can work together. And when they're able to work together, all other things will follow. Disagreements and things that are characteristic of some days will no more be.
All right, thank you very much. Now we have been listening to the special advisor to the president on National Assembly matters, and as you heard from him, he's quite confident, that the APC has it on lockdown. He's saying all of the senators will be involved in the process. Now, from him, what next? A leadership, the legislative and the executive working together in the same party, like he says, not what is currently in position of what he called the coalition. If that is going to happen, we would have to wait and watch for all of that to happen. Keep it locked on Roots TV Nigeria as we bring you the updates to see if this turns out or not.